Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Many warriors use these to augment their strategic rapport. Okay. So even though this game was made in Japan, they definitely had someone from the States. It looked like it wasn't. It was a British person, because there's a lot of British mannerisms and stuff like that. Now, the other thing you probably noticed is that there's a guy over here. So,
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, two bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land, the undead?
and you can keep talking to this guy, and he keeps telling you stuff.
What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
Yeah, so this guy is very important in this game. In the first game, he's also in Demon Souls. He's also important. It's a different character, but very similar mannerisms. So
Bloody hell, what is it now? You asked
yeah, you
too
can
many
tell
questions.
this was translated by a British person, because we don't say bloody hell in America. So
What now?
or someone
I'm
from
not up
Europe.
for chatting. Leave me alone.
Yeah, so I think he's done telling you stuff.
What now? I'm not up.
Yeah, so that's as much as you're gonna get from him for now. So you can decide to fight this guy, but it's not worth it. It's better to fight him. Well, I don't know if it is a good idea to fight him later. I don't know. So, anyways, yeah, you can fight all NPCs in the game, but it might not be a good idea. So there's multiple pathways to go. This is actually one pathway to go. Unfortunately, there's nothing here. There's a random statue. Okay, there's an open chest here. And some think that there was an item that was supposed to be in this chest, but yeah. There's a vase you can break. That's about it. So, oh, and there's an item up there. And I'll show you how to get that item. There's actually another item over here, which you'll never find unless you actually go look for it. Another soul. I used to think there was something here, but there's not. You can just fall and die here, so. Okay. Oh yeah. And also there's the bird that brought you here, which they don't really give him a name. The animation and the look of this bird looks amazing. Although he's a lot more, he moves around a lot more than he does in the original PS3 game. In the PC port, he's moving around a lot more. So, okay. So, yep. Another soul. Now there are some souls you saw down, or some items you saw down there, but we're not going to go down there yet. That's a more of a high level area, as I found out through lots of frustration. Um, so you can go this way if you want right away, but I don't recommend it until you're a higher level, because there's skeletons down there and they will kill you really quick. So you don't want to go that way yet. Maybe later. This is the only place where there's music at the bonfire, which is pretty nice. Also, you probably see... Oh, yeah, they disappeared. Every once in a while, you'll see ghosts or whatever. And that gets explained later on what that's all about. Try bonfire. Okay. Alright. So, there's another way you can go, which is behind this tree. You can go this way. We're not going to go that way either, because it's a little bit tricky down that way. We're going to go the normal route, which is this way. Which is the easiest pathway to go. Okay, before I get that item, I'm gonna kill that guy up there with who's throwing bombs. Yep. Okay, so before we go back up, I'm gonna go back down and get this item. Now, if you come over here, you can see there is an item over there. So, how do you get that? Well, you don't have to wait to get that. You can get that right now. And hopefully I can get it without dying. Yep. So you have to jump over here, and then you have to get around this first pillar, and then get around the second pillar. And actually, this is a pretty useful item. And later on, a guy appears here, Ring of Sacrifice. So that ring is pretty important. So let's look at that. Okay. Yeah, so basically if you wear this ring, when you die, you keep your souls, but the ring itself breaks. Which is kind of nice. So so at this point, I'm going to... Now you can jump back across, which is actually... I kind of messed up. So we will just jump back across, which is not as easy. Oh, but I did it. Okay, good. The reason why I kind of messed up on that is because there's actually some items over here that I forgot to get. So let's go ahead and get those items right now. And one of them is a pretty important item too. And we didn't go this way. So back is for gestures. You can do different things like waving. You can do bowing. You can do joy, which, yeah, that's joy, I guess. So, okay. And then there's this guy.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thoroland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Now that was kind of rude, right? So people might not talk to him again. But in this game and all Souls games and Demon Souls games, you always want to keep talking to him.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Copper coin. Okay, so I want to see what the copper coin does. Old Man McLuff, god of medicine and drink, which you never see that guy, so. Ah, okay.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you? Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Sure, so this is your first covenant. So covenants are important for online stuff. And you can get online items from...
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Okay, so with some NPCs you can learn a gesture. So shrug. Um, so I'll show off that gesture later. Um, so let's talk to him.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm. An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
Duh. Okay, so 400 souls. So if you choose no, he obviously doesn't do anything. So yeah, we can part with 400 souls. That's fine.
Very well. I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires
And
with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent power.
so in this game, all kindling does is give you more to drink in your Estus flask, which I guess is kind of like like it's like a god or something is giving you more to drink. But there's tends to be a lot of exaggeration in these games. Things are reality is much more harsh than people lead it on to be, and that's part of the overall theme of this game. So
Very well.
Oh, he tells you the same thing. Okay. So for purchase items, you can purchase spells. In this case, miracles, which is one kind of spell. There are other spells. There's pyromancy spells and there's sorcerer spells. But for right now, you can only buy these. Now, the only spell that's worth buying right now is this one, the heal spell, which I don't have enough souls. You need 4,000 and I only have 2,300. So,
Come again.
oh, I skipped over that.
Oh, I will teach you miracles. A promise is a promise after all.
Okay, so,
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
and he's right. Faith is one of your stats. So, the higher your faith stat is, the better they do. So, okay. Now, this is one thing. Like when you come into this game, you might think it's fun to break all this shit, and it is fun. But most, like 90% of the time, there's nothing in any of these vases. So, okay, so I'm going to use some souls here. So this is how you use them, like this. You just basically crush them, which it's kind of weird how they even can possess a physical form, but okay, so these only give 200 pop. So now, of course, one thing Dark Souls players do a lot is dupe, where you duplicate items. We're not going to do that in this one. So let's see. Let's see. So I want to switch this with Shrug. So let's try Shrug. It's like, yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, beckon to bring them over. Now, later on, you're gonna find that this is kind of fun to do when you're getting invaded by people. Okay, so we still don't have enough souls, so we can keep looking around for more. Okay. And here we go. There's some more up here. There is something up there. There's only one way to get that, and I can show you that later. Right now, it's not important though. So as he said, the lift is broken, but one thing you'll never figure out is you can jump down here. Unless you actually try, which I did by accident when I first played. And then there's a hallway here. This takes you out here. And then you'll see there's some items here. Homeward Bone, very important item. Return to the last bonfire used for resting, so. Okay. Morning Star and a talisman. So you could switch your weapon to a Morning Star. It does slightly more damage. But I don't like using it because it kind of is sloppy. A sloppy weapon. I still prefer the longsword because it gives you more control. Cracked red eye orb. Okay, so these are for invading other worlds. normally limited to the dark wraiths of Cain. Now you won't find out who that is till way later, but it is kind of important if you want some stuff. So. Oh, and also we didn't look at this. This talisman. Yeah, it's for casting miracles. So basically it's just a cloth that's wadded up, but you can use it for casting miracles. Um, Now there are different types of spells, but you need different items to cast them. You need talismans to cast miracles. For sorcery, you'll find out later what you need, and pyro is also something different. So, okay, Lloyd's talisman. Allfather Lloyd's. Now, there's a lot of names mentioned, but you will not see most of these characters that are mentioned because they're either dead or they're gods. So, okay, so there's only one way down. You have to fall down. Now, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to fight skeletons now because skeletons are tough to kill. So we're gonna run away. And they will follow you all the way back here. But if you rest at the bonfire, they get reset to their original position. I'm not going to fight skeletons now. So, alright. So, I got all those items. And the next thing we're going to do is go to the next bonfire, which is over here. So these guys have returned, which is both good and bad. It's good because then you can get more souls. It's bad because you also have to fight all these assholes again. Now this is called parry and riptos, where you parry him and then you stab him. You heard that sound when I did it, so that's one of the other controls in the game. The other one is backstab, which I haven't been able to pull one off yet. This game is really stingy about giving you backstabs. Now you see that bar there, that purple bar, that's poison. If it gets all the way up, then you get poisoned. You have to be kind of preemptive with this guy. Oh, he poisoned me. That's not fun. So now my life will continue to go down while I'm poisoned, which is not going to make this any easier, but oh well. Now, unfortunately, I don't have anything to help with the poison. So I just have to fight on. Okay. Now, most people are going to miss this secret, but you can drop down here. I wouldn't recommend it. There's an easier way down. This way, which you can. Oh, I got thrown down by that. So, large soul. Okay, and you can drop down here even further. Yep, you can easily get ambushed in this game. I'm actually getting my ass kicked quite a bit here, but that's okay. Because this is what normally happens if you haven't played this game before. You get your ass kicked. There's nothing over here. This is kind of an ambush. You can knock them off. Okay. And rubbish, which is not anything. So let's look at that. And yes, my life is still going down. Has no value. Who in their right mind would bother carrying this around? Perhaps you need help. Yeah, pretty much. It's funny, the game often will criticize you and make you feel like shit. Okay, so the poison has finally worn off. Now, I can't remember how you get that item. But yeah. Anyways, there's an item over here, which is another humanity. Humanity become very important later on. They're not so important now, but and he dropped a firebomb. Firebombs are always good. Actually, I think you do get that item down here. Yeah, I think you get, yeah, you get it over here. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Totally forgot about this. All it is just another soul, but every soul counts. And you can't go up this way because it's been blocked off. I love that sound. I don't know why it's making that sound. Okay. There's nothing in here, just stuff to smash. Okay. Another soul. that really scared the crap out of me the first time I played this game, and it's so awesome looking. And you will get to fight that Drake later, which someone's shooting arrows up there. So this is another ambush area, and if you're not careful, you get your ass kicked here. But one thing you learn as you play this game is it's better just to fight on than just try and sit there and strategize. Okay, there is an item over here, wood shield. So if you go completely without any items at all, deprived, the wood shield will be helpful. Otherwise, the wood shield sucks. So let me show you the wood shield. Yeah, lower physical damage reduction. So where it says physical reduction percentage, 93%. So it doesn't block everything. It blocks 93%. As with mine, blocks 100%. So, which is good. But you can't block anything without stamina. So if you see here, when he hits me, it takes down my stamina. But if I run completely out of stamina, then I die. Also, in this game, it is very important to repair stuff. Okay, so here's a bonfire. We're gonna light it, and we're going to rest. Now there is. Okay, so basically I've made it this far. I'm going to end the stream here, but before I do, I want to show you one more thing. So I'm going to use another humanity that I found. Oh, and another guy appeared, which is interesting. Okay, so now you see I have 0-1 humanity. Now if you're already human and you have a humanity, you can do what's called kindling. Now notice the Estus flask when you kindle. It goes up. Now can you kindle forever? No, you can't. What happens is... Oh, and that's another thing. Okay, so now you see that I went from 10 to 11. Now the reason for that is somebody either kindled their... Somebody in another world kindled their bonfire. Now... that is not going to make sense till later. There is a guy who explains all this, which we'll find out after we get further in the game. So yeah, so this is where I'm going to call it for now, because unfortunately I have to go to work, but I'll be back later and maybe we'll play some more Dark Souls. But anyways, guys, yeah, so unfortunately this doesn't lead anywhere. It would be nice if it did, but it doesn't. It just leads to fall off. And you'll see there is a ladder up here. You have to come from the other side to knock that ladder down. So anyways, guys, so yeah, let me go in a better lit area. Actually, every area in this room is dark. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next stream. So we'll wave you off. See you later.